So with today's article, we are focusing on tax, tech and electric cars. Why is Dyson going to Singapore? So your task today is to complete the two quiz links that I have given you. One is a BPC bite size and the other one is a bit more challenging. It's more A-level business, but I know some of the concepts in there are still the same. It's just built upon. So if you want a challenge, I would appreciate if you can please try it out. And then take a screenshot or take a picture of it and upload it and show me your marks. So I need to see how you are and how you're getting on with the theory and the work. So I also need you to answer this exam question. With this exam question, you need to focus on, so it's a news article, so let's start with that. Explain one reason why Dyson has decided to relocate its headquarters to Singapore, 3 marks. Second is explain one reason why relocating to Asia is better than staying in the UK, again 3 marks, and analyse the impact on a business deciding whether to move its headquarters to another country, which is 6 marks. So I'm going to mainly focus on the 6-mark question. I'm not going to go through it all with you. I'm going to start you off with annotating. And I want you to really annotate it. So whether you want to print this off or whether you want to use the comments button on your Word document, you can do either one, but I need a lot of annotation. What are the key strands you're pulling out? I want you to do it on your own, and if you have any problems, please let me know. I have given you a template, as you can see, for the 3 mark and for the 6 mark, and I expect those to be followed. Okay, if you follow that template, it will help you to gain those marks that they're asking for, but also help you to join each sentence together. So that means, so for example, the impact on a business deciding whether to move its headquarters to another country is, what is one of the impacts that we've gone through in business location? What would be a huge decision? Again, look at the case study. You need to make sure you implement it. So is, you give your point. What does that mean? So this means that, again, another word could be because. So because this. So make sure you use your point not only for from your business theory knowledge on business location, but also from the case study. You have to use both in order to gain your 6 marks. And it is so essential that you do apply the theory to the case study because it's application. And that's one of the things they're looking for. You need your knowledge, which is AO1. You need your application, which is AO2, so assessment objective 2. Your third assessment objective is analysis, and the fourth is evaluation. That comes later on when we look at the 9 and 12. Right now, I need you to get the 6 marks correct. Let's start. With tax, tech, and electric cars, why is Dyson going to Singapore? So, Sir James Dyson's decision to move to Singapore may have been greeted with scorn by some, but there could be advantages for the UK if more companies followed his Asian growth strategy. The better Dyson's business does in Asia, the more likely more tax will be paid in the UK by Sir James and his shareholders on the dividends they receive from the profits. So dividends is the amount that they receive after the profit. On the dividends they receive from the profits the company makes in this fast-growing region. Post-Brexit, no matter what happens, focusing on a growing part of the world makes financial sense and should ultimately be a win for the UK. So here are 3 reasons why. So this article focuses on 3 reasons why. The future is Asian. Dyson saw profits jump by a third in 2018, posting just over £1 billion last year. By some estimates, as much as 70% was powered by Asian growth. So, Sir James Dyson's decision to move to Singapore may have been greeted with scorn by some, but there could be advantages for the UK if more companies followed his Asian growth strategy. The better Dyson's business does in Asia, the more likely more tax will be paid in the UK. So, again, the better Dyson's, that's a huge point that you can actually refer to. So I am going to put a comment and just say better Dyson's business does in Asia. So Dyson saw profits jump by a third in 2018, posting just over £1 billion last year. So a third, jump by a third. So that's another, oops. So let's again add a comment. That would be a great strand to use. So Dyson saw profits jump by a third in 2018. So posting over £1 billion last year. Keep doing that, don't know why. So over £1 billion last year. So by some estimates as much as 70% was powered by Asian growth. So that would be very relevant as to why they're shifting to Singapore or to that market or to Asia. Why is Asia important to move to rather than the UK? So 70% was powered by Asian growth. So the reason why I'm taking a sentence out, and I always encourage all my students, even the recent year 11s, the reason why you need to take that sentence out and put it aside to annotate this case study, is so when you read back over it to answer those questions, you already have the sentences on the side you can use. You've already pulled those out. You don't have to reread it and pull them out. You pull those sentences out as you go along, so you have them on the side and can immediately identify them, rather than rereading that case study. You don't have time in exam, you only have a minute a mark. Now don't worry about that time just yet, we're going to keep practicing, and nearer to your exams next year, we're going to be doing timed assessments or timed exam settings, so that way you can actually start practicing that quick annotation and application and writing the exam question. But don't worry about that right now. Let's just focus on this case study. So I'm going to keep going and let me do this first section with you, not first paragraph, first section with you, and then I will leave you to get on with it. I will then check your answers and see where you can improve, but I want to see the annotation. So let's continue. The focus on Asia makes sense. Analysts say given that the firm's future customers who will buy its bagless vacuum cleaners and powerful hairdryers are in Indonesia, India and China rather than in the UK. So that key information is relevant to those questions that have been asked. So given that this whole section, so I'm just going to say firms, future customers who buy bagless vacuum cleaners and powerful hairdryers are in Asia, and you can list those countries within your answer rather than the UK. So the first time you do this, it might take you a while to see what's important. So what I want to add to this actually is on the one side, I want you to annotate it. I want you to pull out that key information and write down those points. So you actually I would say you're sort of summarizing it, but I just want you to pull out that key information from each point that you see as relevant to those questions and to keywords that are being asked. So you identify the keywords in the case study. On the other side, so you've got the comments happening on your right, and on the left, if you're writing on the paper, if you've got it printed, then fantastic. If you haven't, I would say add another comment near it or in a different colour underneath each paragraph. If you can write what topic it's related to, what is the key theory, what theory is it related to? Yes, business location, but is it anything else? So it mentions profit. What theory have we gone through about profit? Start highlighting those key business terms so you can use those. Not only do you understand where the theory relates to in this case study, but also where how to make sure that you use those key terms within your answer. So by 2030, 2/3 of all middle class spending power will be concentrated in Asia. The decision to expand Dyson's footprint in Asia is sensible, given Dyson's customer strength and growing opportunities in Asia, said Gordon Lawson. So again, you can mention that Gordon Lawson has mentioned that in your answer. It's a recognition that any UK business's future strategy has to place significant emphasis on Asia. Shifting its corporate headquarters here also means some of Dyson's top executives will move to Singapore, a sensible strategic decision, according to Mr. Lawson, who says being based in the same time zone as the bulk of their customers will help Dyson to remain competitive in an extremely tough market. Again, this section is important, so shifting corporate headquarters. Dyson's top executives, can't spell, will move to Singapore. Same time zone as, wow, not doing very well today, same time zone as the bulk of their customers will help Dyson remain competitive in an extremely tough market. Competitive environment, we've gone through that, I believe. So again, key word to make sure you do. So I want you to do this for the rest of it. You need to pull out those key terms, key information. You don't need to write the whole sentence, but use information throughout the text, pull them aside, remove them from the, not remove them from the text, but you know what I mean. Take the comment, put them aside, so you can start piecing together your answers for the 3 marks questions and also the 6 mark question. And make sure you follow that template. Ensure you have, keep memorizing this template. It won't be there in the exam. You can write it down on the side. As soon as you start the exam, you can quickly write it down when you see a 6 mark question, but only when there's a case study. Remember, there's 2 types of 6 mark questions. One is a discuss question and one is analyze. Analyze is always with the case study. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of key information sentences you pull aside and pull out of the text, and I look forward to reading your answers, and I want to be able to give you those marks, so please ensure you complete both those 3 mark questions and the 6 mark in order for me to give you those 4 marks. A lot of you in the previous lessons have not been actually completing all the exam questions, so I've had to give you lower marks. Don't miss out on questions, give them a go, even if you're not sure. Once you give them a go, I can give you feedback. Without an answer, I can't give you feedback. So please do ensure you do try answering those questions. Okay, so give it a go and let me know how you get on.